And last for today, I want to ask, when will the globalist media fall? Because as far as I'm aware, when they fall, the cabal falls. Okay? So when will they fall? They're the foot soldiers. They're the foot soldiers of the cabal, so they are. They do their dirty work for them. So when are they going to fall? Geese all peace. Oof. Well, there's quite a lot there, so, and they all came out, so I'll just leave them. Right, so when will they fall? Oh jeez. I get they're falling already, and you can tell that by their circulation figures, their figures for people watching their actual shows. They're falling already. They're falling already. They've only a couple of chances left. But they're so arrogant that they still think that people listen to them. And people still do. People still do. People still go to them for advice. You know, if they want to know what's going on, instead of looking out the window, they'll open a paper and get a whole load of manipulation. So they do. But I'm getting the new media is more important and gaining more momentum. That's why it's getting shut down right, left and centre. Because people are seeking answers to questions that they're not getting by, you know, the old media. The new media, that's why it's getting deplatformed. It's getting deplatformed because they can't have that. It's as if they set up, the crazies as I call them, set up the internet and then the internet's got away from them. And what they didn't want was people going and seeking out knowledge for themselves, because they're seeking the knowledge that they don't want them to have. That's the one I've had for the bad guys. The bad guys, okay. So they've still got a good grip of the media. They still have, and they still turn out their daily dose of CRAP every day. But I'm getting like some good journalists are walking away. They're walking away because there are some good ones and they just can't stomach it anymore and they've walked away. But they're not telling the public. They're just walking away for their own peace of mind. They're not actually saying this is what's happening, which they should be. And they give the public the story the way that they think the public should receive the story, in such a way where they're trying to be their friend and they're trying to you know, to warn and say, oh, this is what's happening, when they know fine well that what they're putting out is the biggest load of CRAP on the planet. But there's people conspiring against them, looking for a way forward, and it's going to get that the old media is not going to be able to withstand what's coming, unless you need to watch as well, because some of it has infiltrated the new media and is putting out false narratives, okay. So some of it's been infiltrated and all. Some of these truthers, so-called truthers, are putting out false narratives because they're actually working for the deep state. It is the deep state, that's just what's claiming that. Yep. I thought that was coming into the last reading, but it didn't. But that's what it is, it's the deep state. Still with its grubby little fingers all over the media. And they're putting people in place, and if you can't, do you know what it's like, if you can't beat them, join them type thing. That's what they're saying. If you can't beat the alternative media, the new media, join them. So that's what they're trying to do, they're trying to join them. So be aware of that, because they're putting out false narratives in there now, and it's to confuse people, it's to confuse people. Well, you said that. Well, I didn't, you know. They're putting up a front. As I said, there's some in the old media that are just there for the coins, as they say. Just there for the coins. That's what they're there for. Just to make, they've got to make ends meet just like everybody else. But it's dying a death. Old media's dying a death, and they know it. They know it. That's why they're kind of moving, and like I'm seeing like a snake, like snakes in the grass, kind of moving and weaving their way into established, well-established media. You know, like it's alternative media, well-established alternative media, and the wee snakes in the grass are all moving in there so they can keep up with their false narrative. And it's just to confuse the public, to confuse the public. And it's, do you know what they're trying to do as well? They're trying to isolate, because the people who were on the right, the people who were, you know, like in the truth movement, they're trying to isolate everybody. And they're trying to get them to a fight with one another. See, this is what's happened in Scotland with the Yes movement, you know, for an independent Scotland. They've got us all fighting with one another. And this is what they're trying to do with the truth movement, with the, is it Trump? I've got to spell things out. Try to do that and deplatform people, and so that nobody knows where anybody is. They're snakes in the grass. They're snakes in the grass, and whoever's doing it, whoever's helping, my God, you must have no conscience whatsoever. Yep. Their egos, there's people in that, both in the old media and the new media, their egos are bigger than they are. Draw in your ego, because you're going to lose if you don't. It's a case of, you know, they've got so many people that they're feeding their ego instead of feeding the truth, you know. Their ego's bigger than they are. And if they don't pull it back, then there's no going to be anything there for them, because people are just going to go elsewhere. There's some good people, both in the you know, like the old media and the new media, who work really, really hard. Work hard. One, working hard at putting out the narrative, the false narrative, and people working really, really hard to fix that false narrative that they're putting out. But they're in danger of letting their ego take over. That's what they're in danger of. there's somebody, a female, young, really good at what she does, really good, and they're saying follow her because she doesn't believe her own hype, and what she's putting out is good content. I feel this is American. I feel this is somebody in America. The media is going to come good. New media is going to take over, and the media are going to start, not the old media, that's dead, but the media and journalism is going to actually be, is it revered to say? It's going to be quite a good career to get into once they get rid of all the rubbish and all the kind of people putting out false narratives, and therefore not the best reason, you know. They're there actually to bring the stories, not to be told what to bring, to actually bring what's going on. That's going to start coming back. It's as if the old media's going to be taken down. They're going to be taken down. I feel it's got a way to go though. I feel we're still going to have to put up with the CRAP that they say all the time, and the false narratives and everything. But then the more that nobody's believing them, then the ratings will fall. They'll fall so low that they'll not be able to withstand the actual fall. That if there's nobody watching, then how can they get paid? Even advertising's going to get pulled away. I'm seeing advertising getting pulled away because advertisers will just go to whoever they can show their products to a big audience, and if that's not the media and the broadcasting, that's not what they're going to do, because they've no morals either, you know, some people in advertising. See, I'm sensing that this is this young woman again. There's a young woman just emerging, and she's a journalist, and she's got a show. She's got a show, and it looks quite professional. And she does quite a lot of research and everything, and her show's starting to grow. In fact, there's two. There's one with blonde hair and one with dark hair. Two women doing an absolute fantastic job, and their platforms is starting to grow, and then that'll draw attention from, you know, the Lincoln bad guys, you know, so they'll need to watch, you know. Yep, that's that dark-haired woman came out. So she was there. It's as if they're playing them at their own game. So just a wee clarifier, when is the old media getting taken down? When? Right, the good guys are looking for a practical plan on how to start this, okay? They were going to start a wee while ago, but things took over, and they're kind of looking a bit in me, but I'm not getting that. I'm getting that the media's going to take themselves down. They're just not going to be believed anymore, and they're going to actually take themselves down. So that's what I see, and thanks very much for watching, and I'll see you next week, okay? So I've got plans to get the channel up and running again, because obviously I was working and everything, which unfortunately I won't be very soon, so I'll be one good consolation will be concentrating and getting the channel and getting the messages out there, which I haven't been able to do. So once again, thanks for watching. You've been watching the Third Eye Tarot, and my name's Karen. Okay, and I'll see you next week.